there. Welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squalia. You're watching this from the beautiful, soon-to-be relocated Fitchburg Access Television Studios. And it's actually the Workers Credit Union Studios inside Fitchburg Access Television. FATV, as we like to say. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in. So this show, right before the new year, 2023, we are going to be talking about organizing your life, organizing your space, organizing your wardrobe, organizing your business. We're going to talk about all kinds of organization, and I have a full round table full of experts in organization to help me do that. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's start by we'll have everybody introduce themselves, starting with you, Heidi.
I'm Heidi Bogner. I am with the Organized Duck, and I am a business organizer, so I handle processes and workflows and things like that. Think of me as like your hired chief operating officer to help you through those bottlenecks that you might have if you're a small business.
A contract COO.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Julie with Home Staging by Julie. I do home staging, I do vacant and occupied, and I also do organizing. So I help you organize your closet, your kitchens, anything you need for your personal space.
Nice. I'm Donna. I own Donna Consignment Boutique. It's in Westminster, and just getting organized for the new year for like wardrobes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And hi, I'm Julie Paradise with Been There, Dump That, residential friendly dumpster rentals. We cover all of North Central Mass, and we help people get organized by getting rid of their stuff.
Very helpful when it comes to organization. I feel like getting a dumpster is always top of the list when it comes to organization. Yeah?
Yeah.
You see that a lot after the new year. You got a big push for.
Definitely see that after the new year. People making space for things that might have come in during December, so to speak. They need to make room for all of that, and they need to have places to put all that stuff away. So if getting rid of it is what they want to do, you know, we talk about different options for getting organized, you know, making a pile of discard, donate, consign, recycle, things like that. So it's definitely one of the options for getting organized.
Yeah, and organization is one of the, you know, we've been talking for the past few weeks about, you know, different New Year's resolutions, quitting smoking, losing weight, and organizing the house have got to be top of the list. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
What do you see, Julie, in the largest need for home organization?
Well, it's finding the right type of organization for you. Some people like to have things where they can see them. Some like to have things behind closed doors. So you first of all have to figure out what works best for you. A lot of people just shove things in the closet, close the door. But then you open the door and of course you get everything falling out. So people have too much stuff, that's what it is. It's, things have to go. You don't need, 20 pairs of shoes. So that's the
Speak for yourself there.
People have a lot of duplicate things. When they go shopping, they find something that they like and they buy 2 and 3. So the thing is to find out what you wear all the time and what needs to go. If you're not wearing it, get rid of it. Somebody else can use it. Whether it's coffee cups, most people have an abundance amount of coffee cups.
Oh yeah, I've got 3 people in my house, and I have like 27 coffee cups in the cabinet because I can't pick which ones to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, pick it up, and if it says something to you, if it makes you smile, or if you really use it a lot, then keep it. But the ones that are in the back, you probably haven't used for a while. Get rid of those. But it's not to get rid of it so you can make more space for more.
That's the tough part. I feel like we also need like a psychotherapist in our group, that because once you get rid of the stuff, it's like, I've got so much space.
Yes.
I can
A lot
buy
of
more
times that's what
stuff.
organizers do, yes. Yeah, sometimes we're the shoulder to cry on.
Yes, and you do need that other person, especially when you're trying to organize your closet, to say that doesn't look right or get rid of it, it's outdated. So when I work with people with closets or tell them how to organize their closets, I tell them take everything out, put it on the bed, and then go through it with a friend or a family member and say, is it in style? Is it clean? Does it have any rips or tears? Or how often do you wear it? And if you don't wear it all the time, or this is reason that you don't wear it, then get rid of it. Make room for something else. And people wear 20% of their clothes 80% of the time.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So what I tell them to do is halfway through the season, if you take things from the back of your closet and move it to the front, it's like you have another whole new wardrobe, because when you wear your clothes, you put them in the front, in the center. And those are the ones that when you go in your closet, that's what you see first, so you choose that one. So if you switch the clothes around, then you have more options.
And as you purge your clothes, that's where Belladonna Consignment comes in.
Right, right. Yep, so I usually take seasonal. So like Julie said, everything, like I check for pills and stains and odors, cat hair, dog hair. Everything has to be really immaculate to have you consign the item. And you know, you earn some money. So you're making three people happy: yourself, because you're earning some money, the small business, and the purchaser. So I tell people it's three people that you're making, you know, some
And
money.
yourself twice, because really you're getting rid of stuff you don't want, and you're making a little extra money.
Right, yeah, it's like gas money, lunch money, you know, it's not like, you know, a lot of money, but it's something.
And we humans, we change. We're constantly changing in size, in style, and the clothes that I bought 20 years ago, I can only wear a few of them today. You know, so
Yep.
I mean, having you know, that kind of eco-friendly, really,
Yeah,
consignment
repurpose.
option, because you know, well, a lot of the things that you sell at Belladonna are kind of that kind of quality that isn't going to just get trashed in the washing machine after a few uses.
Right, yep, I take name brands, yep, and I try to keep in trend with what's going on, so, and you don't look like everybody else, which is cool. That's why I like consignment, you know, because you get something special that doesn't look like everybody else, you know.
Get all the way from vintage to recently purchased,
Yeah.
but didn't want to wear it.
Right.
I feel like my closet is probably in major need.
Well, one tip I can give people is that when you take your clothes out and you decide which ones you want to keep, put them back with the hanger backwards. And then when you wash it and put it back, put the hanger in the correct position. And then after 6 months, anything that's in the backwards position, then ask yourself, why haven't you worn it? And that will give you a starting point to say, do I need to get rid of this?
Right, you don't have to just get rid of it. You can say, you can have that dialogue with yourself. All right, look, I had great plans for this dress, but I'm not wearing it. I'm not gonna wear it. Right?
Someone else will like that dress just like you liked it.
And now if so we have our clothes, and the clothes that we don't want, we bring them to the consignment, and then the clothes that Donna doesn't want, we can't just throw those in the dumpster anymore, right, Julie?
A lot of new trash bans in Massachusetts these days, and clothing is one of them. So, yeah, try to consign first, obviously, but, you know, Salvation Army, there's a lot of places out there that will take clothing. Just make sure it's clean. That's my only advice. We did a coat drive last year at the office, working with some of the people here. And we did get a lot of beautiful coats, and we thank everybody for that for last year. And we were able to donate them to, I think, Ginny's Helping Hand. And we actually sent some down to Kentucky because of the big storm that had happened then. But we did have a few that came in that we just kind of looked at them and went, no, we couldn't use them for anything. So, you know, don't go through your closet and get rid of just, junky old stuff and try to donate it, because that's not nice either. But it can't go in the dumpsters. So, we have all kinds of advice at our office for people that are in that position. If they ever want to call us for advice, that's fine. We can help people out with that.
Yeah, and a lot of those textile bins, like those drop-off bins, they'll accept, ripped, stained clothing that's otherwise not wanted by anyone. I don't know exactly what they do.
They sell them overseas.
They sell them overseas.
And they sell them to people, companies who use them as rags.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, that's
It's recycled. That's good.
Right.
better than the landfill.
great.
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand, why the state, DEP put this ban in place. I get it. It's hard. It's hard with our fast fashion kind of life, though. We all have so much stuff, as Julie said. Yep. So I saw that Julie Paradise and Julie Millar. I saw that you had done a collaboration last year on the organizing and the dumpster. Are you doing that again?
No, we didn't do that this year.
We didn't set it up, but you know what? There's always options. When people call different times of the years, we want to help people out with whatever they need. So if they have an organizing need, a dumpster need, or whatever, office organizing and consignment, we're always happy to work together to help people with whatever their project is.
Yep. And so one potential project is getting your business in order. Right now, what do you find, Heidi, with people with their businesses? Do you think are they like me, where they just stack up a pile of receipts that's like this big, and then they don't do anything until April 13th?
Whoops.
That's a common problem, that is, yeah. So, of course, you want to make your CPA happy and see them more frequently with your quarterlies if you're large enough business, or at least to get them organized by month or some kind of category. And so I come in and I help with things like that, because people are feeling that pressure that they're not getting their receipts in order, and they know they have to be done, and the taxes are coming up, and I can help them streamline it for next year and get them in order for this year. That's one of the services I could do. Anything that involves like daily operations of things. A lot of times folks will have piles of paper, just whatever kind of paper, and being able to go in and help them organize. Sometimes they just think, oh, I'm messy, but it's more than just messy. They see that as the problem, but when you start digging in, you find out, oh, they don't have a process in place, or they haven't set a system that works for them, kind of to Julie's point where she was saying, some people like everything out and some people don't. So helping them figure that out and helping them with a plan that works, and being able to duplicate maybe if they want to increase their business and they're the only person, having another person that knows the procedures that they do. I could document that for them and help them through that. I think that in the new year, a lot of times the business folks then, you have your financial new year starts in January for a lot of the businesses, and that's when they really start looking at their stuff. Usually they should do it ideally if they're organized in the fall, start that process, but a lot of people start it in January really. So helping them get it organized and get them through another year and hopefully make them be able to reach their goal.
And I feel like, and with a lot of both from small business all the way up to bigger corporate businesses, you have this mentality where one person kind of handles all the things, all the details.
Yes.
So when that one person goes on vacation or that one person isn't there anymore, then everything has to kind of get remade. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Is that you, Julie?
Yeah. Up to a point, but I feel like we're pretty well organized, but both of you made an excellent point about it has to work for that person, because you don't want to just get organized and then get unorganized because it's not your thing. It's psychologically, if it doesn't work for whoever you're working with, it's just going to go back to the same way, right?
Yes,
So I never really thought about it that way, but having that key point, finding out how they want to stay organized, even if it's out in view. See, with me, I want it in a drawer, I want it in files, I want it stacked up somewhere. I don't want it in view, but I don't want that closet that when it opens, everything falls out. So That's a key point.
A lot of times for me, if I can't see them, then I forget about them. So I have like Post-it notes all over my computer screen, you know. But there's probably a better process.
If that's working for you, that's okay. If you find, oh, I'm kind of not seeing those Post-its anymore, you become kind of blind to them all around and things, that's where I can come in and help with the procedures and getting things. Maybe you need a task list that you didn't think of, that sometimes that's all you need, and then you get unstuck and can move forward.
What about like prioritizing too, right? You know, what you said, Heidi, if you've got all these Post-it notes, and I've heard, and it's true, if everything's important, then nothing's important, right?
True.
So if you have 25 Post-it notes, which one do you start with, right? So that's,
Yes.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
point to keep in mind too. The
And kind of
prioritizing.
at the person level, right, what is their priority? You might think, oh, this is the most important thing. You can help them see whether or not that is so. Once they, make their priorities, you can say, yeah, that seems right, or you might want to put your taxes ahead of filing your nails or whatever, but maybe not. I don't know what your nails look like, right?
When it comes to organization, we spoke about the closet and the business, and I know that Julie mentioned kitchen organization. I know that my kitchen, as much as I try to organize it, it just turns up into a big pile of food, and they're random, my pantry, and I don't know. How do you even start with a kitchen?
I tell people to start
Ooh,
by
start with
doing one
spices.
drawer. If you take out one drawer and then you empty it out completely, you can't organize
Like a junk
something.
drawer.
Anything, anything. You can't organize something with stuff in there. You have to empty it out completely. And then you put back what you just need. And then after you get what you need, if there are a few things that you want or you like, you can put them in there. And I guarantee that you'll go back to that drawer 2 or 3 times a day just to look at it, and it'll make you smile because it looks so good.
Ooh,
and then
now I can grab my spatula.
and then
do it the door like this because everything's gonna start.
Right.
then it will give you the momentum to do another one. But I tell people, you can't just expect to go one weekend and say, I'm going to clean the whole house. I'm going to clean the organize.
you get way too tired.
Yes, and then you're going to get depressed because it's not done. So I tell people to set a timer, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and just work on one area. And don't work on the kitchen. And when you get things in the kitchen that belong in the bedroom or the living room, do not go and put them in there, because then you're going to find something else in the living room that's going to distract you.
Isn't that true?
So I tell people just to put it at the edge of the doorway and continue on with what you're doing until your time is up. And I tell people, to work with a friend or have a friend do that. And then you can, visit each other's house and see what they've done. And it gives you the momentum, again, to keep going. And then once you finish the kitchen, even if it takes you a week or a month to do every drawer, then celebrate. Do something for yourself. Maybe some flowers, or go out with a friend and have a coffee, but don't go shopping. So just do it slowly, because you will get, distracted, and you will get frustrated because it's not coming together as quickly as you want it.
And then your friend can be there to go, Sam, why do you have 4 potato mashers?
Yes.
You don't need all 4. Then I'll go, well, this one is shaped a little bit different. And they go, no, Sam. That's why you have a friend.
Yes.
To
We were
question,
moving once-
to question
I
you.
have a little story. When we were moving, a friend was there helping, and she was shocked at the amount of plastic containers and glass containers and lids that didn't fit. And I'm telling you, she was an eye opener for me. So that is so very true. We got rid of half of it. Didn't take it with us when we moved. So yeah, that's good advice.
So that saved you money.
So,
Saved money, and now I can find things that I'm looking for. Yes.
so when you're organizing your pantry, for example, this morning, Michelle had asked if we could bring in items for United Way, and food items. So as I was leaving, I remembered that I had to get them. So I went into the pantry to grab a few items, and I noticed that a lot of the items had expired. So, of course, I ended
So
up
you
going
pushed them to the back of the pantry.
I pulled them out, but I had to do the whole pantry when I was going to a meeting. So then I lost time. And then I lost the money that the items that I had to throw out. And then I had an errand I wanted to run before my meeting, so then that got pushed to the afternoon. So being disorganized, you lose your time, your money, and you get frustrated because you realize all this food I could have donated if I hadn't used it, but now I have to throw it away.
Yeah, no one wants expired food.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like the clothes. You don't want to put clothes in a donation box that you're not going to wear.
Yeah,
And
that's ripped and
yes.
stained.
So if
and-
there's food that's expired, you don't want to expect other people to use it or to eat it.
Yeah.
And if it's getting close to the expiration date, then bring it to the food pantry and let them know the date is coming up. That way it's some of the first items that they get rid of. And you know, people who are going to the food pantry need food, so those will be consumed, you know, rather quickly.
So when it comes to organizing, one, issue is throwing things away that are still perfectly usable. And sometimes it's hard for people to find a place to donate things. I don't know, lamps, kitchen utensils, food that's almost expired. What do you suggest for people that don't want to just throw everything away?
I always suggest Salvation Army. You can get a tax donation receipt, and there's other places like there's Ginny's. There was a place.
Oh, Ginny's Helping Hand in
yes.
Leominster.
And there's a place.
They have a whole thrift shop.
Yes.
The Restore, right?
The Restore.
Yes, the Restore. And there's a
For
place.
like appliances and furniture.
There's a place in Orange called Hazel's Place, and they also take items.
Hazel's Place.
Hazel's Place, yes. And then there's a website, 911.com. Earth911.com, yes. Thank you. And you can go on there and it will give you all the information. You put in your zip code and what you want, a refrigerator, clothing, and it will give you locations in your area and where you can get rid of the items.
Earth911.com.
Yes.
And then there's a resource guide as to what to do with all your stuff.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
And when you have a lot of stuff, you can do a yard sale in the springtime. And I tell people that get your kids involved, have them clean out their toys, and let them know that anything that sells, either they can keep the money, or the money can go put in for a vacation, or you can go see a movie, and that way they get rid of their items, and they're eager to because they want the money or they want to put it towards a vacation.
That's a win-win.
Yes.
You get rid of the stuff and you get a bonus.
Yes.
Fun time. And the Fitchburg citywide yard sale happens every spring, and that's the perfect opportunity because we have hundreds of locations that sign up on an interactive map. You can go to fitchburgyardsale.com to find out more information about that. That'll be the weekend before Memorial Day weekend in May. So let's continue on. I want to talk more about clothes. Because clothes. There's so many clothes. I have my grandmother's old clothes. I have my mother's old clothes. I have my spouse who thinks that he needs 27,000 pairs of socks, but he doesn't wear that many socks. How do I know where to start when it comes to clothes? I'll talk to both of you.
If you haven't worn them, get rid of them. And with your husband's socks, if he's not watching, take out 1 or 2 pairs a week. And then if he doesn't notice them,
Oh, he won't.
yeah.
He won't notice.
Yeah,
If they have holes or rips,
that's right.
get rid of them. Yeah.
And to the point that you made about clothing in different sizes, if you're in a size, if you have smaller size clothing in your closet, I always suggest take them out and put them in a box in the garage or something, because every time you look in that closet and you see those pieces of articles of
Oh, I
clothing,
don't fit in those pants
that's right,
anymore.
and you get depressed. So you don't want to see those. Put them away, and if you do get into that size, then you can go back and look at them. But just don't keep them in there. It's depressing when you realize you can't wear something from 10 years ago.
But you want to keep them because you're gonna fit in that again.
That's right.
But if it's out of your view, then you don't think about it. It's not on your brain, and you're not having to worry about those emotions every time you go in your closet.
And also, if it's been a few years since you've worn those clothes, they're going to be out of date, out of style. So you just think that when you do get down to the size that you want, you can go visit Donna and get all new clothes. So that's an incentive.
And another incentive to go shopping.
Yes.
No, like vintage, there's a lot of vintage clothing stores. I mean, we're not really involved in that here, but that's another, you talk about grandmother's clothes,
Yeah,
mother's clothes.
yeah.
I've had that in the past too, where those are the hardest ones to get rid of because of the sentimental value.
I don't want to just throw them away.
So hard, but
Someone
maybe
could use
vintage
them.
clothing
So
stores.
consigned.
Consigned, but yours are more styled, today's styles,
Yeah.
right?
My grandmother's
But-
style's a little different.
And sometimes taking photos, I feel, of items that you just you shouldn't have them anymore. You should get them out of your house, but they're sentimental. It's taking photos. So at least you have the photos. You can start an album, digital photo album or whatnot of those types of items and still have the memories. You're not getting rid of your memories.
I like that.
You still have those, but the articles are really just taking up space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also try to find a different use for them. For example, if you've got a lot of those flowy skirts, that were popular way back when, try to make a pillow out of it, or quilts. Yes, people have a lot of T-shirts. There are people
the
who
sentimental T-shirt.
Yes. So you can always find something. And then with people who have their wedding gowns in their closets, it's a beautiful dress, but
I'm never going to wear it again.
that's right, and your daughter's not going to want it, but you want to keep it. It's sitting in your closet getting yellow. So what I tell people to do is make a shadow box out of it, like cut the neck off or cut a sleeve, put it in a shadow box, and you probably still have your invitation or your flowers. So make a little shadow box, put it on the wall, and that way you can appreciate it and you can enjoy it. Whereas if it's in the closet, it's probably getting yellowed and everything else is thrown on top of it. But if you're trying to save it, make sure you can enjoy it.
There is a business out there that takes wedding dresses for babies that pass.
I saw that
Somewhere
on
in
Facebook
Worcester or
recently.
something,
Yeah,
I
they're backed
think.
up right now.
Wow.
Because of, I think COVID, everyone cleaned their closets or something, or maybe they didn't get the number of volunteers
Yeah.
that they used to have.
Yeah.
And
But
also-
keep an eye, because I'm sure as soon as they get hands or need things, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One
I
thing
have them
do-
at my store now.
Wedding dress?
Yes,
Wedding gown?
so
yes.
beautiful.
So I have
Oh.
about 12 to 15 at the shop, and they're all brand new. They're from another friend's boutique that she closed down, and I have them, and they're taking up space. So
So come down to Bella Donna Consignment and come get
they're less than $200.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good price
so,
for a wedding
yeah,
dress.
Yeah,
Considering some people
know?
spend thousands.
Right. Oh yes. Yeah.
Are they all white?
They're like a cream color. So, yep. Yep. And then I was wondering if you just cut off the train and dye it, there's a prom dress. I don't know if that's possible or not, but that's kind of like, seamstresses are miracle workers.
They really are.
So I wonder if they could just cut the train, dye it for a girl, and have a little cute prom dress. I don't know.
And then you also sell prom dresses.
Yes, in January, yeah.
Oh, in January,
yes,
that's when you start,
which we're
or is that
coming
when you
up,
start
right?
accepting them or selling them?
Start accepting them. Yeah, yeah.
Because prom's like April? May?
It's May, but they stopped shopping in January. See, I didn't
Really?
start taking them until March, but then I learned. And people are coming in January to shop for dresses. Yeah, yeah.
Now, what do you do with a prom dress after you're done wearing that?
Right.
Because I mean, that's, I
Consign.
don't know. I feel like that's so fancy.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of thing you wear to a wedding.
Right.
It's not really the kind of thing you wear
Yeah.
around town.
Very
Yeah,
specific.
It's
I
very
know.
specific.
One-time deal.
You can either alter it,
Yep.
maybe to have like another
Cocktail
evening
dress?
gown or
Yeah.
cocktail dress, or there are around prom season. There's a lot of charities that are looking to give them to people who need them for prom.
Yep.
But something that I would have had in the '80s wouldn't look so good on a girl now. Or maybe it'll be trendy again. But
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's stop here for a minute and we're going to take a short break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about organizing your life in 2023, okay?
I am George Marajanian, director of the Wachusett Chess Club at Fitchburg State University. Welcome to another edition of Chess Chat.
A special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
Oh, hi there. Welcome back. We are talking about organizing your life in 2023 because January is National Go Month. And what does Go stand for?
NAPO, the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals, of which I'm a member. We have in January, Go Month, it stands for Get Organized and Be Productive. So, you know, it falls right in line with those New Year's resolutions, and it applies to businesses and to personal and everyone. It's kind of a new year. It's a fresh start for a lot of folks, and some folks like to review what they did last year and reflect upon it. But some people just say, "Well, all right, that was behind me. Now
New
I want to get some goals this year, and I'm gonna just keep going. Wherever I'm at, that's where I'm at. I don't
So-
need to review."
So, organization and productivity.
Yes.
Organizing and that sounds like two things everyone loves.
Exactly.
Right? Two things that no one has enough of, even
Right.
though we strive. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So one thing during the break that Julie brought up was garage organization and how important that is, especially in the winter months, because
Yes.
you know maybe during the summer we don't have to park the car in the garage. We don't need to, so we fill it up with a bunch of stuff, and we have got grand plans to organize it. But now it's cold and it's going to snow, and I have to shovel the snow. I have to brush the snow off my car, and now I'm mad.
Yeah.
And you
So-
need to find the shovel and
You need to
Oh,
find
I
all
don't even
that.
know what a shovel is.
Yeah, so and we do get some good weather, some decent days in January. So get up in the morning and decide I'm going to get out there and organize the garage. Because if you can't fit one car in your 2-car garage,
You got a
you need
stuff problem.
you need to get out there and get organized, get your shelves up, and let's face it, most of the stuff that's in your garage is one step away from being in your garbage. So. Time to clean up, get rid of it, get organized, get that dumpster, you know, fill up the dumpster, and be able to park the car in the garage for the first time in years, and it'll be a really good feeling. You know, let's face it, a lot of the stuff that's out there, it's rusting, it's molding, it's going bad just by the nature of it being out in a non-environmentally controlled space. So it's damp, it's cold, it's, you know, we're in New England, come on. Don't, yes, all of that. So if you're putting stuff out in the garage, you're probably not using it for anything, and it's probably a pretty easy decision to toss it at that point, you know, because it's probably not in good shape anymore.
What are good things to store in the garage?
A lawnmower, a snow blower, your car, a motorcycle, you know, what it was built for. If you have shelves out there, your cans of paint that you're gonna maybe use again someday.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get rid of
you know,
them, because what if you get a scuff?
Yes, and you need it for touch-up. So keeping your paint out there, as long as it's got a dot of the color on the outside of it, which most paint cans do, you know what color it is. Write the name of the room that paint was used in. Like, I don't know, a lot of people like
Brilliant.
white and gray, but I like color. And I have so many shades of green in my house. We were calling it the 50 Shades of Green house. So I need to write on the can which room that can goes with. So keeping your paint out there, your tools, toolboxes, that kind of thing makes a lot of sense. But, you know, Heidi, like you were saying, don't keep your files and your papers and things like that out there. It's going to go bad, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff gets moldy.
Yeah, yeah. And
Wet,
then it's ruined
wrinkled.
food. And paper, when it gets wet, it bricks, and so the fibers of the paper actually lock together, and then you cannot get them apart to read them.
And you get paper fleas.
Paper fleas.
What?
Yes.
Paper fleas.
Paper fleas.
Yes.
Like a bug?
Yes.
Ew.
Little tiny fleas.
Yeah, you can't
Do they
really see
bite?
them.
Do they bite?
Yeah,
Yeah, they bite.
yeah.
Oh.
You have a whole bunch of dots all over you, and you're a little itchy, and
I don't like that. So why would I store paper in the garage? What kind of paper should I get out of the garage?
all paper goes out of the garage, unless it's paper towels that you're going to be using soon that you bought at, you know, the big box stores, and you have no place to store them. But
No.
otherwise,
Extra supplies.
yes,
That's a good thing
yes,
to store in the garage.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, and all your sports equipment, you know, your skis or your bicycles. And there are so many different racks you can buy. You can buy racks for, you know, for your bikes and for your skis. And you can buy racks for overhead where you can put totes up there. So yes, if you just go online and look up organizing your garage or, you know, equipment for your garage, you will see the many different containers and storage items that you can
You
use.
want to get them off.
Yes.
And
And
what's in that
clear
box
bins
up
are
there?
great.
Clear bins are
Right,
great.
but if you
And
can't, like
labels
Julie
are
said,
good.
label them.
Ooh, labeled clear bins.
Even better.
And you want to get things off the ground because mice chew through the plastic bins too.
They're looking for a warm place right now. So your garage is a perfect place for them.
I'm not a fan. No, they ruin the things. What about the attic? Can I store stuff in the attic?
Yes, if it's heated, you know, your heat rises, so you can keep things in your
What if
attic.
it's not heated?
Well, heat rises,
Okay.
so it does, you know, keep things warm. But yeah, when you go to people's attics, you find a lot of grandma's stuff.
That's what my attic currently has.
Right.
Yes, and also a lot of people don't like what they call brown furniture. So it's your grandparents' furniture. It's the wood stuff. They all want the modern stuff. So there's a big issue with people trying to get rid of brown furniture.
Real wood furniture
Yes.
is out.
Yes, and you know, and it's difficult to get rid of that. And you see it online. If you go to Marketplace, you see it all the time. You know, this beautiful cherry or mahogany bedroom set that they can't get rid of.
Because it's got that old kind of spindly style or
Yeah, they
something.
think of it as grandma's furniture.
Paint it.
That's
white.
exactly. There's so many different things. If you go to how to upcycle furniture, a lot of fun things, and that's what I tell people to do.
And they don't make the furniture in the high quality that they used to. So if you can take a little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of chalk paint and whatever, and refresh it,
Yeah.
you save money,
Yeah.
you save landfill space, you save dumpster cost.
I have my grandfather's table in my kitchen.
Ooh, like a
Because my-
kitchen table?
Yeah, and the chairs and everything. So that's how many years? My father refurbished it.
Yeah.
So
And we have Lucy's Upholstery right in Fitchburg
Yes.
that can, you know, if you've got
Yeah.
a nut like your grandmother's, you know, your dining room table, but but maybe the fabric is, you know, old.
Yeah.
You could get that redone.
yeah.
You can do that yourself on the chairs. It's so easy. Just take the screw the cushions off. Just find some nice print fabric and then just screw the cushions back on. Really simple to do that. Nice, quick, easy fix.
Little refresh for the new year. And then you walk in your space and you've got modern looking things and it's clean and it's clutter free and your closet has room for you to shop and your business is looking like it's got your business is all set up for the new year.
And when you walk into a clean space like your office, you're more productive. When you can sit down at your desk and there's no clutter, you want to just get going with the day.
As opposed to sitting down and going, oh,
Look at all this.
I got so much.
And a tip is that every day before you leave, straighten up your desk. Because when you walk in, it's going to give you that feeling, oh, everything's so neat and clean.
Agreed.
And another quick tip for being organized and getting your day started on the right foot is that your worst task of the day that you're dreading, do it first thing in the morning. So take the worst task and get it over with. And that way you can breathe and you don't have that stress carrying with you all day, like, I gotta make that phone call. I don't want to do the phone call.
I gotta do that.
First thing in the morning, get it done and over with.
It's true. Then you're thinking about it all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
keeps nagging at you.
So you have to do it anyways. Do it first thing in the morning.
And you're like,
That speaks to the prioritizing you were speaking
Yes.
of earlier. Yes.
prioritizing.
Yes, yeah. And then, if you have the plan that this is what you're going to get done in the course of a day, you just shift it around to what your energy is.
I can't even leave my store without organizing it. Like, it has to be completely organized before I even leave.
And your store's organized by color.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, everything's by color.
Right, so
Nice and
that's
easy.
it.
You know, yeah. If you need a royal blue item, it's there. It's red. It's right.
So
you
by
know,
color and size?
Yes, yes. And you know what? I did my closet. I did my own
By
closet.
color and size?
Because every time you talk to
Oh, I guess
Julie,
not size.
she gets you pumped. So I went downstairs, threw everything out, seasonalized it, colorized it.
Seasonal.
Yep. Summer, winter.
And another thing, if you have the same color coat hanger.
I do.
Yep, and it looks perfect.
In the shop too. Yeah, I love the
What? All the
Next
same
level.
Yeah, the
Same
black
color.
felt. Oh, I love
Yeah.
those.
Oh,
things.
yeah.
It just makes you smile when you open your closet and see everything organized. Yes.
That's the kind of things they do at the stores,
Yes.
right? Is they do that, and you don't realize it until you
I
see
can't
that.
dig through.
Yes.
I can't. I have no patience for that. It has to be organized.
Yes.
So that's why I like my little shop. Nice and organized.
I know where everything is.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
What are the popular items that people are consigning and choosing in the shop?
Flannels are big. Buffalo plaid items are still big.
Buffalo plaid, isn't that?
The red and the black.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The cream and the black. Yep.
Isn't that a flannel? Or is flannel more all-encompassing?
Yeah. Flannels are, different kind of patterns and softness. Yeah. And the ripped jeans, they're still, I can sell them.
The ripped
The
jeans.
ripped jeans, I can still sell those things.
People
well,
prefer
as you
them
can
ripped.
tell them. Yeah.
Is it for airflow or for aesthetics?
Right. I don't know.
Depends on where the rip is.
Yeah.
Oh!
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, Heidi, we were talking during the break about, business productivity goals.
Right.
Like organizing the goals of your business in the new year.
Right. When you think about, gee, I want to increase my profits 10% or whatever number you happen to choose, then how are you going to get there? You need to break that down and then figure out, well, during Christmas time, I'm not going to be available this week because I'm going to be visiting my in-laws. So that's a week out of your work that you're not doing. So now you have 51 weeks to make that plan come true. And you keep backing up pieces and you think, oh, this summertime I can accomplish this because it's my biggest time of the year, so I'm going to put all my focus there, and just kind of making a plan for the year that you can execute throughout
Rather
the
than
year.
just winging it.
Yes. If you want to reach that goal, you gotta make a plan, like a roadmap, like you would if you were going on a trip. So you're going to get to whatever city, Boston. How are you going to get there? Well, I could take some side roads or what have you, but eventually I'm going to get there, and I have to be there on Wednesday. So you're going to plan accordingly.
Like, I want to be able to hire employees for these tasks. So how do I get to be able to a point where I can hire employees to do these tasks?
Exactly. Yep. And then you schedule that out for the year, and then don't look at the whole year. Once you've made that plan, don't look at it every day because you'll drive yourself crazy. You break it down. So you have what they call sprints, and you do maybe every 6 weeks. You say, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the six weeks. And then you don't have to worry about what happens in December. If it's, just January coming up, you have a while to plan. So you can adjust and take manageable bites. Kind of like that drawer theory, like one piece at a time.
That's how you eat an elephant, right?
Yes, exactly.
One bite at a
One bite
time.
Right.
So that seems to be the common kind of thread is take things in groups.
Yes, yeah.
You stress yourself out if you don't, because you're saying to yourself, why can't I do this? When in fact it's just so overwhelming and you need to just take those small steps.
Like, I want to organize my kitchen. Like, no. You want to organize your junk drawer. And then we can
Go
talk.
to the next. Yes, and then go to the next. And go to the next.
And with January, it's also good to check expiration dates for your drugs. So you might have your stuff in the medicine cabinet, in your pocketbook, in your office. You might have an extra little, I don't know, bottle of aspirin or something like that. Check those expiration dates too, because that stuff also expires, like the food expires. But for that, you should wait for the, you can usually go to most police stations,
For
collect
prescription
the,
drop-off,
yes, yeah. And usually once or twice a year in cities, they have a collection for medication as well.
Yep, but always available 24/7 right at the Fitchburg Police Department.
Yes.
Right in the front lobby. You can go right in and put your medicine right in there. Very convenient.
And safe,
And safe.
good for the environment.
And you're not flushing it in the toilet, and it's affecting our waterways, and it's affecting our sewer system, and it's
Yes.
affecting our water supply also. So you don't want to do that.
No,
Yes.
and also the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole circle of life. Being organized does that, right?
It's true,
does,
because
it definitely does.
if you're not organized, then like we said, things tend to accumulate in the garage. Mice get after it, you know, the mold and the water, and then it's all ruined, and then we have to get the biggest bin there, dump that dumpster that they have just to get rid of it because it's not salvageable.
And you've wasted that money.
And you've wasted that
time,
money.
that stress.
I always, there was a quote that I said, and it's, if you buy something you don't need, you're only stealing from yourself.
I like that quote.
And we just buy too much. It's there, we like it. And I tell people, you know, if you see something you like and it's a large item, wait 2 or 3 days. If you still want it, then go back. Because we got a problem with impulse buying. I know I do. If something's on sale in the grocery store, you want to buy 2 or 3. And that's the problem. You won't use 2 or 3 and it expires and then you end up throwing it out.
Well, and at the grocery store, I've got a problem with going shopping when I'm hungry.
Yes.
And I've got all these grand plans of these things I'm gonna cook, and they don't end up happening.
When you go to the grocery store, you should always go with the list.
List.
And what I say is, I always have a list on the refrigerator, and it goes in order of the supermarket,
Oh, the aisle?
the aisle, so that whenever you're running low of something, put it on your list, and that way you don't wait until you run out. And then if you go to your local flyer, and that way you plan your meal for the week. For example, if meat's on sale, hamburger, then you figure, okay, Monday I'm going to have meatloaf, Tuesday subs, meatball subs, and then shepherd's pie, and you plan it that way. And then you go to the cabinets and you see, okay, I'm going to have hamburger. Do I have the ketchup, the mustard, French fries, or whatever else I need? Because if you have to run to the store to get one item to make dinner, you're going to meet a friend who's going to sit there and you're going to talk for 10 minutes. You're going to pick up everything else that you don't need that's on sale. And then you spent, you know, $15, $20 more than you were going to. So if you make a list and make sure you have everything you need, then it's going to save you time and money. Especially coming home from work and you're thinking, what am I going to have for dinner? If you make your list beforehand, then you know what's for dinner. And you don't have to stop and either buy fast food, grab some pizza or something, or
Order some expensive takeout.
Yes.
And you don't feel like leaving, so you order from one of those really expensive delivery services.
and it just costs you money. So if you organize, and it does take a few minutes. It does take a while to, you know, do that grocery list. But if once you do it, you know, 2 or 3 times, then you'll get in the habit of doing it and making sure you have everything you need for that particular meal.
And that also could help with your diet.
Yes,
For your
that's
diet
true.
plans, right?
That's true.
That's probably the top, right?
Right.
On the New Year's
Yes.
list. Like, all right, I'm going to lose some LBs.
So also being organized, if you start a craft project or something and you can't find your scissors, you're going to spend 10, 15 minutes looking for your scissors, and then you're going to end up going to the store, buying scissors or whatever that product is, and then you come back and you're going to find the scissors, you're going to get depressed, or then you just totally lost, lost faith, not faith, but your desire to finish it. So if you are organized, I always say, if you find a fork in the living room, you know exactly where it belongs. So everything needs a place, and a place for everything.
Everything needs a place.
Everything
Yes.
needs a place.
I need to teach my husband that. You know? The scissors belong in this location.
Yes.
When I need to find the scissors, they should be here.
And that speaks to the point that your family should know where your things are located too. Because if one person decides to reorganize things, then the people who are there are used to doing it a certain way. They're going to continue unless you all agree that this is where it is, or get some guidance where to put it.
It reminds me of the Family Guy episode where Lois and Peter are standing there. Peter goes to the cabinet and he says, "Where are the glasses?" And Lois says, "They're moved. Every single thing in the kitchen is moved and is not in the same place that it was." He's like, Agreed. So make sure everybody is on board with where the things are.
I have a suspicion that your husband knows where the scissors go, though.
He doesn't.
Oh.
He doesn't. 10 years, still doesn't understand weird things. He just puts them where. He's very busy.
Very busy.
I want to point out a little bit about what goes in the dumpster. We're talking about if we don't prevent, we buy too much and things end up in the dumpster. Prevention, of course, is key, right? But if it gets to the point and it ends up in the dumpster, it won't be reused, so to speak, but everything in the dumpster will be recycled. I just want to make sure people do know that. It'll be recycled in some fashion because we use the transfer stations here in Massachusetts. We don't have dumps. We don't have the public landfills. So that's a good thing that Massachusetts is doing. It does make it expensive to get rid of your trash. So again, another cost associated with buying too much stuff when you can't buy something. But if it gets to that point and you need to clear out, rest assured that it will be properly recycled.
Can you quickly run through what does it look like? A dumpster life cycle, house to transfer station.
Well, so we deliver an empty dumpster, customers fill it up, we take it to the transfer station and it gets dumped out, and it does get dumped in a big pile at the transfer station, but they then take it and sort it by materials, and it gets recycled according to, possibly cardboard, glass, plastic. It gets sent out on a train, so that's the transfer part of it. And what can't actually be recycled, because not everything can really be recycled and reused into something else. Like lots of things like bags and paper towels and things are made out of recycled materials. But if it truly can't be recycled, then it gets burned in an incinerator, and then the process is that gets turned into electricity. What gets burned in the incinerator, the heat generates electricity. And I don't know all the whole technical description, so don't call me out on it, but that's the whole theory, the whole process of recycling.
And while we're on that, the majority of items in your home that aren't food items can't go in your curbside bin. Like just straight up hunks of metal or wire hangers, you think, oh, this is all metal. Nope. You can't put that in your curbside recycling bin. That has to go in the trash to go to a transfer station to do whatever they do.
And that would be appropriate to put in your dump
Absolutely, yes.
bins. Good.
Yep.
But mattresses are no longer welcome in the dumpster.
No, they're not. We can't, because the transfer stations won't take them. There's a ban on them. But there is a company in Gardner that we know about that he's got a mattress recycling program, and it's pretty cool. You can find a diagram online of what they do, like what happens to the foam, what happens to the springs, what happens to that fabric covering. They actually dismantle everything. I think you have to pay them $25 or $50 or something to take your mattress, but it's a whole lot cheaper than what a transfer station would charge, which is close to $200 for a mattress.
So don't put your mattress in the dumpster, because otherwise you'll get a heavy surcharge.
Big time, yeah, and there's nothing we can do about that. But there is that location in Gardner, so if anybody needs that kind of information, they can always give us a buzz and we can help them out with that. It's pretty
We
cool.
also have Tough Stuff Recycling in Fitchburg. That is a mattress recycler, just opened.
There you go. That's yep.
Their plan
They're
is to
doing
be
the
the
same thing
largest
then.
mattress recycler in the country.
Oh, nice.
Here in Fitchburg on Authority Drive, right past Ethos
Fantastic.
Cannabis. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So a lot of these types of resources are springing up because of all the restrictions that are happening nowadays. Because it's a shame. If you want to get organized and organize your house and get rid of this old stuff, you want to be able to do it. So it's good that these resources are popping up all over the place.
And sometimes when you hire an organizer too, if you have things that are going to different locations, they can often help you deliver that so that you don't even have to leave your house
There you
for
go.
that. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good use of them.
hiring an organizer can help you to remove the stress and the worry about having to start, because they're there at a specified scheduled date, and you are going to be there too, and you
right.
got to start.
Can't put it off.
I have a client who does all of her organizing with me there. She can't do it by herself, but she will sit there and she will say, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, and she will get rid of it. But if I'm not there, she won't do it. I don't have to do anything, I'm just there, and she does that. And she knows when she goes shopping, she says, you're always on my shoulder when I buy something. And she says, I ask myself, do I need it? What would Julie say?
words to live by. What
Yes.
would Julie say?
Yes.
Because it's easy. It's easy to bring more stuff in.
It is.
But it's really hard to pare the stuff down.
Yes. So a good point to think about is that when you bring one item in, remove two.
Ooh, that sounds challenging, Julie.
Yes, so don't buy anything if you can't get rid of two items.
Like, I have the new coffee mugs, but the old ones that I don't really like. But we don't
rid of
need
them.
those.
No.
We can donate those. Yeah.
Someone else will love them.
Someone else can use them.
Use them for planters or something. Put them in the garden and, grow plants
I don't know. I
out
got a
of them.
lot of extra planters too. All right, in our last minute or two together, if there's anything else that we want to make sure that we add, a tip, hack, trick, organizing special thing that we want to make sure everyone knows about.
I said everything that.
We got everything?
Well, I could mention organize now so that your kids don't have to do it later.
Ooh, Swedish death cleaning. That's the idea behind Swedish death cleaning, is that you don't want your kids to be burdened by your stuff.
It's true. It's true. We get calls all the time, people doing estate cleanouts, and it's hard. It's really hard for them.
I've
So,
gone through a couple.
yeah, it's really hard.
And it causes a lot of fight when you have
sure.
family members that pass. And everybody wants this, they want that. So,
Divvy it up.
put it in a big circle and go around, and everybody choose one item.
And the Swedes really have nailed that down. It's your responsibility
Right.
as you start getting older
Right.
that you have to do this for your children.
And, you invite your neighbors in and everything else and let them,
Yeah.
take certain things that they need or they want that reminds them of the person who's passed.
Have the big yard sale. Put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Put it on eBay if it's worth something.
Make a couple dollars.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on and chatting about all the different ways we can organize our life. Because we all could use a little more organization and productivity, right?
Indeed.
And they go hand in hand.
And cash in our pocket.
Cash in our pocket. Oh, that sounds great. That's the trifecta. All right. So thank you for watching at home. I hope you've learned a little bit more about what you can do to improve your life in 2023. All right. So, we'll see you in the new year. All right.